So, what makes a graphics card the best? Is it just the one with the highest frame rates, the most teraflops, the biggest number on the box? I think it's a little more nuanced than that. Over the past decade, the GPU market has been this fascinating battleground of innovation, competition, and sometimes just straight up unbelievable leaps in power. So I thought it would be interesting to go back year by year and pick out the single most important graphics card that defined that moment in time. Let's take a look at the best graphics card released each year over the last decade. Now, to keep things fair and interesting, this isn't just about raw horsepower, though that's obviously a huge part of the equation. We're focusing on performance, innovation, and impact on the gaming and creative industries. We're looking for the cards that didn't just top the benchmarks, but also push the entire industry forward, introduced new technologies, or offered such compelling value that they changed what we expected from our gaming PCs. From the Kepler architecture that set a new standard, all the way to the chiplet designs and AI-powered features of today, it's been a wild ride. We've seen the birth of real-time ray tracing, massive gains in power efficiency, and VRAM amounts that were once unthinkable. So, let's rewind the clock and start this journey back in 2013 with a card that really set the stage for the modern era of high-end gaming. This is the GPU Hall of Fame. Kicking things off with 2013, we have the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 780. This wasn't just a refresh, it was a refined beast, bringing a cut-down version of the flagship Titan's Kepler GK110 chip to a more accessible, yet still very premium price point. It represented a huge leap in single GPU performance. Then came 2014 and the GTX 980. This card was all about the new Maxwell architecture. It wasn't just faster, it was smarter. The power efficiency was genuinely mind-blowing, delivering top-tier performance while sipping power compared to its predecessors. This was a turning point. In 2015, NVIDIA doubled down with the GTX 980 Ti. It essentially offered 95% of the performance of the ridiculously expensive Titan X for a much more palatable price. This became the undisputed king for 4K gaming at the time, a true enthusiast's dream card. So, in 2016, everything changed with the arrival of the Pascal architecture and the GTX 1080. The performance jump from Maxwell to Pascal was honestly one of the biggest generational leaps we've ever seen. Suddenly, high refresh rate 1440p and even early VR gaming weren't just possible, they were actually smooth. If the 1080 was a revolution, then the 1080 Ti in 2017 was, well, the perfection of it. This card was just so powerful and so far ahead of the competition that it stayed the high-end gaming champion for an incredibly long time. Seriously, it's an absolute legend even years later. In 2018, NVIDIA really bet big on the future with the Turing architecture and the RTX 2080 Ti. It introduced two game-changing technologies: real-time ray tracing for super realistic lighting and DLSS for AI-powered performance boosts. The price was, pretty steep, but honestly it was a total paradigm shift. So, while 2019 didn't bring a massive new architecture launch, the RTX 2080 Super really stands out. It refined the Turing lineup, offering performance just shy of the 2080 Ti at a significantly better price. That actually made it the smarter buy for high-end gaming and creative work that year. 2020, the year of the Ampere architecture and the RTX 3080. The performance uplift over the 2080 Ti was honestly monumental, especially for the price. It was the card everyone wanted, but thanks to the pandemic and supply chain chaos, almost no one could get. In 2021, NVIDIA released the RTX 3080 Ti. It effectively closed the tiny gap to the much more expensive RTX 3090 for gaming performance. In a market still plagued by shortages, it became the new, albeit pricey, flagship for gamers who just wanted the best. And that brings us to 2022, where AMD came out swinging with the Radeon RX 7900 XTX, built on the new RDNA 3 architecture. It was the first high-end consumer GPU to use a chiplet design. It offered incredible rasterization performance, putting real pressure on NVIDIA at the top end. So there you have it, a trip through a decade of GPU history. From the GTX 780 to the RX 7900 XTX, GPU technology has come a long way in just 10 years. We've gone from brute force performance to intelligent, AI-driven architectures. We've seen the introduction of technologies like ray tracing that have fundamentally changed how games look and feel. And we've watched the performance charts climb to heights that would have seemed like science fiction back in 2013. It's been a story of intense competition, incredible engineering, and a constant push for more frames, more pixels, and more realism. The evolution is clear. GPUs are not just for gaming anymore. They are the engines powering creative workflows, scientific research, and the entire AI revolution. The leaps in efficiency, the development of specialized cores like Tensor and RT cores, and new design philosophies like chiplets show a clear trajectory toward more powerful and more specialized hardware. The future isn't just about faster gaming. It's about smarter computing in every aspect of our digital lives. And the graphics card is right at the center of it all. But that's my list. I'm really curious to hear what you think. Which GPU was your favorite? And what are you excited to see next? Was there a card that holds a special place in your heart? Maybe your first real gaming GPU? Let us know in the comments. It's always fun to see the different perspectives and memories people have with this kind of hardware. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.